All right, thank you so much for joining us today, Gypsy. Um, I have a couple of questions to start off, and this is about police accountability, community safety, okay? And so, in your opinion, do you feel that the police keep impoverished communities safe?
Not at all. It's traditionally been, and it still is, that they police us, ironically, the less and the most. Less in the sense that they don't police us the same way that they police Caucasian communities and some brown communities, and the most in the sense that they're always watching. They're always there, as if something is about to happen or someone is about to do something against the law. It's an odd dichotomy in the sense that it's both the least and the most, I think.
Thank you so much. And have you ever been abused by law enforcement, whether it was verbal or physical?
No.
No. And if not, why do you believe you never had a poor experience with the police? Is it because you've never broken the law, driven too fast, or ran a red light?
Uh, are four-letter words verboten or what? I'm not supposed to swear
Speak freely.
because I don't fuck with police. I know that they're nasty. I know that they're mean. I know that they don't give a fuck about me as a person. So and in turn, I don't mess with them. The only
No.
time I could say that, and I can't think of one time when, you know, I don't speed. Um, and if and when I do, I acknowledge that I've done it. I don't, when stopped, when hailed to pull over. Once I stop, I put my hands outside the car so they can see. I mean, I take precautions because I don't want any any shit to happen. I'm not interested in engaging with them at all, and I do so where I don't have to continue whatever is about to go about.
All right. Now, do you believe that reporting police abuse to law enforcement is an effective way to seek justice?
It's one way, it's not the only way, because we've been reporting that for decades. And as we can see, that doesn't do very much, if anything at all.
I agree. Now, did you know that every time the budget of law enforcement increases, it can never be rolled back? So, whatever we gave them last year, we have to give them again this year. And law enforcement is $4 million away from $1 billion budget. How does that make you feel to know that law enforcement is $4 million away from $1 billion budget when people in the community have been and are still struggling with food and housing insecurities?
I feel it's the same old story. I didn't know that their budget couldn't be rolled back. It's unfortunate that that's true, and it doesn't surprise me that it's for whatever away from $1 billion, because this country is police orientated. It's LE orientated, and anything to give or get them money is uh, they go about they do it they're not there they feel that they should get as much as possible and they get a lot of that.
I agree. So, how would you feel if we froze the law enforcement budget in order to fund the needs? And I want to be clear, this is not a defund, it's a freeze. So, we would keep law enforcement budget where it's at, yet before putting another dollar into that budget that can't be shrunk, we would fund community needs like building grocery stores and grocery deserts, properly funding our education system, putting money into housing, transportation, and so on.
Well, I agree that it should be done. Not no department within any government should be just funded willy-nilly as if whatever they ask for is the holy grail that must be met. We don't need to give them everything. some things need to be examined.
So, if you could prevent the police from doing one thing, like chokeholds, no knock warrants, make arrests on nonviolent charges, traffic stops, dispatch on civil calls, etc., what would it be?
Some of that low hanging fruit that gets people hooked up into the system, and when I'm talking about low hanging fruit, crimes that are not against persons, crimes that are not against property, meaning there's no theft or no bodily harm, then the police should, give you a citation to appear or something like that. Nothing. I would rather them be on the street stopping what I call actual crime, which is theft or bodily harm, as opposed to um, I can't think of any low hanging fruit, but I'm sure that the way people end up in jail for months and months and months, and they can't get out behind something that's relatively innocuous. It's just crazy.
Thank you. So, what are some words of emotions that people feel when they're pulled over by police? If you've never been pulled over by police, what do you think people feel when they get pulled over by police? What kind of words come to mind?
Oh, I've been pulled over. First one is fear. Second one is I better do this right, meaning I'm trying to make myself correct in every manner, which is pressure. Um, so fear, pressure, uh, well, those two things, fear and pressure. Pressure that you may do something wrong and you're trying to do everything right. Fear because these guys, and most time they're guys, are going to have the power to fuck with your life for the rest of your life. And that one, in that one moment.
Hmm. So, do you feel safe or not?
When the police pull me over, no,
Okay.
not at all.
So, I want you to define to me a little bit of what do you think police accountability looks like? And do you believe that that is currently happening in law enforcement departments across our county today?
What accountability currently looks like is, uh, well, we do this because we were in fear for our bodily harm, meaning they'll shoot somebody dead, shoot somebody full of bullets because they were fearful and they were the ones who had the greater firepower. Accountability in that sense is negligible. Um, other things that they may do is, like I said, pull somebody over because they are having a dull night, or that person spoke back to them at one point. Anyway, they have the power to insert themselves into anyone's life and fuck that person's life up. What was your question again?
So, do you define what police accountability looks like to you? How do you feel like law enforcement departments are policing themselves in a way? Or what are
Police.
some ways that people can hold the police accountability? What are some things you would like to see?
I don't think that the department expends any accountability unless forced to. Meaning, people I watch the news every morning and I see mothers wanting justice, mothers wanting accountability for a death in their family. And the police that really, I don't think they're held accountable for those questions. And uh, they don't, they're not held by the higher ups. In this case, I guess it would be the commissioner of police and or the mayor or deputy mayor, whomever in that hierarchy, meaning the mayoral's office, the mayoral department. No, they're not held accountable
Thank you.
because this stuff goes on over and over and over.
Absolutely right. So in 2023, The Harris County housing budget is $411,604. The police budget is $4 million away from a $1 billion budget. Could we improve community safety by investing in the needs of the community over investing in more police?
Certainly, because the a housing budget in a city this large of hundreds of thousands of dollars is minuscule, just just too little, and it's definitely too late. But if if the some of the dollars that go to the police department's budget was transferred to the housing, yes, that would make a difference because there are other communities who are doing something with housing, and it like those mini houses, those tiny small mini houses, you
Mhm.
know, those go up with negligible dollars, and someone would be very happy to get one of those and take care of it.
That's right. So, what type of resources could we use instead of police to address the vulnerabilities of the community in order to create safe communities?
The health department, in terms of mental health, the health department could contribute in terms of mental health, take some of that millions and millions of dollars that is given to the police and transfer it to the health department, and enable them to hire mental health people who could, and on a face-to-face or one-to-one basis, deal with police calls that they don't know how to handle, they're not trained to handle, uh, much better than the police can. That's one way, the health department.
You're absolutely right. Thank you so much for your time, Gypsy. And until next time, let's work to change some laws. My name is Joy Davis. I'm the field organizer here at Pure Justice. Thank you so much.